1,000 Lulby sisters. Fans aren't buying Tammy's accusations about Brittany. Many point to jealousy. Instead, the world of reality television thrives on drama, but sometimes the most compelling conflicts are the ones that blur the line between truth and perception. Recently, fans of 1,000 Lulby Sisters have found themselves caught in a whirlwind of controversy surrounding Tammy Slaton and Brittany Combs. What started as a few tense remarks quickly spiraled into a full-blown debate across social media, with viewers questioning Tammy's motives and increasingly pointing toward jealousy as the driving force behind her accusations. This situation has ignited passionate reactions from longtime fans who have followed the Slaton family's journey through triumphs, setbacks, and deeply personal transformations. But this time, instead of sympathy, many viewers are expressing skepticism and even frustration. The drama began when Tammy made a series of comments about Brittany that many interpreted as critical and accusatory. While the exact details varied depending on the retelling, the tone was unmistakable. Tammy appeared to question Brittany's intentions, hinting that her behavior wasn't as genuine as it seemed. For a show that often highlights emotional vulnerability, these remarks stood out. They didn't feel like casual disagreements or family tension. They felt pointed. Fans immediately took notice. Social media platforms lit up with discussions, breakdowns, and theories. Some viewers initially gave Tammy the benefit of the doubt, assuming there might be unseen context or off-camera incidents that justified her stance. But as more clips resurfaced and fans revisited past episodes, a different narrative began to take shape. To understand the backlash against Tammy, it's important to consider Brittany's position within the family dynamic. Over time, Brittany has built a reputation among viewers as someone calm, supportive, and relatively drama-free. She isn't often at the center of conflicts. Instead, she's typically seen offering encouragement, standing by her husband Chris, and maintaining a steady presence amid the chaos that sometimes surrounds the Slaton family. Because of this, Tammy's accusations didn't align with how fans perceive Brittany. That disconnect became the foundation for doubt. Many viewers began asking, why would Tammy target someone who has consistently stayed out of drama? And perhaps more importantly, what could Tammy gain from this? Tammy Slaton's journey has been one of the most emotional arcs on the show. From health struggles to personal growth, fans have watched her fight through incredibly difficult circumstances. At times, she's been celebrated for her resilience. At others, criticized for her behavior. But in recent seasons, there has been a noticeable shift. Tammy has worked hard to improve her health and independence, and with that progress came a renewed sense of confidence. For many viewers, this transformation was inspiring. However, some fans believe that this newfound confidence may have also brought unexpected tension, particularly in how Tammy interacts with others. Her comments about Brittany seemed, to some, less like concern and more like criticism rooted in something deeper. As discussions grew, one theory began to dominate: jealousy. Fans pointed out several factors that could contribute to this perspective. Brittany's stable relationship with Chris, her relatively low-drama presence, and her ability to stay grounded all stood in contrast to Tammy's often turbulent journey. Some viewers speculated that Tammy might feel overshadowed or even insecure when comparing her own experiences to Brittany's more stable life. Others suggested that Tammy's comments could stem from a desire for control or attention, especially in a family dynamic where multiple strong personalities compete for space. While these are, of course, interpretations rather than confirmed facts, they gained traction quickly. One fan wrote, "It doesn't make sense. Brittany has always been supportive. This feels like Tammy projecting her own issues." Another commented, "Jealousy is the only explanation. Brittany hasn't done anything to deserve this." The reaction online has been intense. Threads dissecting Tammy's statements have gone viral, with fans analyzing tone, body language, and past interactions for clues. Video clips have been replayed and scrutinized, often accompanied by captions questioning Tammy's intentions. Interestingly, even some viewers who typically support Tammy have expressed hesitation. "I've always rooted for her," one fan posted, but this just feels off. It doesn't sit right. Others have been more direct, calling Tammy out for what they see as unfair behavior. At the same time, there are still fans who defend her, arguing that reality TV often presents a limited and edited version of events. They caution against jumping to conclusions without knowing the full story. It's worth acknowledging that reality television is, by nature, constructed. Scenes are edited, narratives are shaped, and moments are often presented in ways that maximize emotional impact. This means that what viewers see isn't always the complete picture. Some fans have raised this point in Tammy's defense, suggesting that her comments about Brittany could have been taken out of context or amplified for dramatic effect. However, even with this consideration, many viewers remain unconvinced. The consistency of Tammy's tone and the lack of visible provocation from Brittany make it difficult for some to dismiss the situation as mere editing. Another layer to this situation is the complexity of family relationships. The Slayton family has always been open about their struggles, both individually and collectively. Tensions, misunderstandings, and emotional outbursts are not new. But what makes this situation different is the target. Brittany isn't typically involved in conflicts, which makes Tammy's focus on her feel unusual. Some fans believe this could indicate deeper, unspoken issues within the family dynamic, issues that haven't been fully addressed on camera. Others think it could simply be a moment of frustration that was expressed poorly and then amplified by the show's format. One of the most notable aspects of this controversy is Brittany's response, or lack thereof. So far, she has remained relatively quiet, choosing not to engage publicly in the drama. For many fans, this silence reinforces their perception of her as calm and composed. It also contrasts sharply with the intensity of the accusations. Her silence says everything. One viewer wrote, "She doesn't need to defend herself because she hasn't done anything wrong." Others interpret her lack of response as a strategic choice, avoiding escalation and allowing the situation to settle on its own. As the debate continues, fans are left wondering how this conflict will unfold. Will Tammy address the backlash and clarify her statements? Will Brittany eventually respond? Or will the situation fade as new storylines take center stage? Reality television has a way of moving quickly, but moments like this tend to linger, especially when they resonate so strongly with viewers. For Tammy, this controversy could represent a turning point in how fans perceive her. She has worked hard to rebuild her image and gain support from viewers who admire her resilience. But situations like this can complicate that narrative. If fans begin to see her as unfair or overly critical, it could impact how they engage with her story moving forward. At the same time, it's important to remember that growth is rarely linear. People make mistakes, emotions run high, and conflicts arise, especially in high-pressure environments like reality TV. Ultimately, this situation highlights something deeper about reality television and its audience. Fans don't just watch these shows, they invest in them. They form opinions, build connections, and develop strong feelings about the people they see on screen. When those perceptions are challenged, the reaction can be intense. In this case, the overwhelming response suggests that viewers value authenticity and fairness. When something feels inconsistent or unjustified, they're quick to speak up. The controversy surrounding Tammy and Brittany has sparked one of the most heated debates among 1,000 LB Sisters fans in recent memory. While Tammy's accusations raised eyebrows, it's the audience's reaction that truly defines the moment. The widespread skepticism and the growing belief that jealousy may be at play shows just how closely viewers are paying attention. Whether this situation is the result of misunderstanding, editing, or deeper emotional struggles, one thing is clear: fans aren't convinced. And until more clarity emerges, the conversation isn't going anywhere. In the unpredictable world of reality TV, where truth and perception often collide, moments like this remind us that sometimes the biggest drama isn't what happens on screen. It's how the audience interprets it.